Hello, my friends. We're in the holiday season, at least for much of the world, and on the threshold of a new year. And I just want to send my love and blessings to you. With that said, it places us in a framework of time. I also deeply know that there's only this present moment. You look out at the world and you see the suffering that's there. You look at your own life and you see the suffering that can be there as well. And when we live in time, we want to find a way to blame the past or other people. And then we want to try to find a way to fix it. Sometime in the future, we'll make it better. But when we live out of time, that is when we understand that this is the present moment, then we understand that our consciousness right now is a relationship. And that with all that suffering we see in the world, and that maybe in your own life, you can turn toward it and choose a relationship to it. You can't stop the suffering in Israel and Gaza and the Ukraine and Darfur and in so many places, in the 45 or so places on planet Earth now, where there is active conflict, active harming, active. I just think of children, because children don't know they have a choice, and children haven't developed the ability to make a choice. But if we can't change much in the world out there, we can and must change something in ourselves. You have to become an instrument for the cessation of suffering, starting with yourself. Buddha gave the answer that we've forgotten or not really understood our true nature. That if we come deep enough into the present moment, then consciousness is a relationship, and we experience that relationship as the sensation, as feeling in our being. And whatever that feeling is, we can choose to hold it with compassion, hold it with softness. Jesus had a good answer to suffering. He said, align yourself in yourself to something more important than yourself. Align yourself in yourself to something more important than yourself. And he called that love. He said, God is love. And love asks something of us. It asks us a different relationship to all things we see as foreign and outside of us. So when we choose to take our own suffering and hold it with love, and we choose to take our own ignorance of ourselves and look at our thoughts that are making us feel unhappy, look at our judgments that are making us distant from others, and we put that down, just put that down, then we become peacemakers. We become the remedy to suffering. And we must do that ourselves again and again and again and again. Be that note that's deeper than yes or no, deeper than me and mine, and you and yours, deeper than all the identifications that may make you secure with you and your group, but will pitch you against others and make you distrustful of others that don't see you the way you see yourself. We have to let that go. We have to become within ourselves, liberated from those kinds of self-identifications if they close our heart to anyone else, if they make us defensive. That's really essential work. And that's the good news of our lives. That's the work we can do. We can evolve our own selfhood. And so here we are at a new year. And if you're going to look back at this, the years past, this past year and others, look back and realize you've probably made steps on this path of mending suffering in yourself, of crafting your selfhood, bringing yourself closer to the potential for love, closer to the potential for intimacy with life, bringing yourself closer to the immediacy of the present moment, to the vulnerability and beauty of the present moment as you experience it in yourself. And sure, 100 times you made mistakes. There were so many dark places that you may have lived in this past year. But look at it through the lens of evolution. Did you touch any of it a little differently? Can you sit with yourself today and say, I did my best. And going forward this year, think of yourself and your path as you become, for yourself, the healer. Suffering ends in you. It ends in you when you don't let yourself follow a thought that closes your heart, that polarizes you with another. Any thought that does that is probably not true. And the proof of it's not true is to feel unsafe, to feel distrust, to feel anger, to feel bitterness. That is your body telling you. That is your emotional, sensual, feeling body telling you, I just believed something that isn't true. My friends believe it. My group believes it. These people believe it. It's not true. It can't be true if your body is going like this. It can't be true if you're darkening inside. No matter how well it can be rationalized by your mind and is rationalized by all the people talking around you. You, me, choose to become instruments. We stop the suffering in ourselves because we don't have any power over anybody else. Make a path for your new year each day to live closer to the present moment. Make that choice. I'm going to be a healer in my heart. I'm going to be a healer in my thoughts. There's nothing more you can do. And then you'll look back next year and say, this year I took a few deeper steps away from my habit of contraction, away from my habit of self-involvement. I didn't let myself get sucked into the suffering that I see in the world because I have no power over that, but I chose to have power over the moment my thinking made me suffer. I chose to have power over the moment I turned away or reacted to a feeling instead of turning right toward it with the gaze of soft, compassionate attention and taking it and holding it in that attention and that consciousness until that dark place inside releases into living presence and you're that much more radiant. So that's my prayer for myself, for everyone I love, and for each and all of you. For this moment, for the coming year, become a contagion. Become the contagion of an individual who can stand in a ground that isn't reacting to the world and won't be tricked into closing your heart, won't be tricked into self-involvement. And you will experience joy. It's slow progress, believe me, but it's enlightenment in action. It's relational intelligence emerging and evolving in you and therefore being lived in your embrace of the world, in your embrace of everyone you meet. Much love to you. Happy New Year.